with comedian Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I had today's podcast fucking all worked out in my head. It was going to be about how I've figured out a loophole in the parking system, how I don't even pay for parking now in Boston. I worked it out, I ran the math, and as long as I only get caught like once every 2 weeks with a parking fine, then I'm actually saving way more money not paying for parking than I would if I just paid for it. So really, it's fucking stupid to be paying for parking, and I'll just cop the fines when they come. Surely they're only going to come like once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month probably. And so I had it all worked out. I was going to do the algebra, the physics. I was going to go through all of it. And then I got a little bit hungry. I'm like, I'll go have something to fucking eat, and then I'll come back and do the podcast. So I went out to the car to drive to the Mexican joint, and what was there on the window? A fine. Wasn't expecting that early in the Pythagorean theorem. I hadn't calculated the second time I do it that I would get a fine. And then I reran the math, and I'm like, no, it's not just a chance you're going to get a fine once a day. It's a chance you're going to get a fine every time you park. There was a huge glaring hole in my reasoning and my equation. I was like, I'm just going to get a fine. No, every time you park in a different fucking spot, the parking fine probabilities reset. So it's not just one a day you might get, it's 6 or 7. If you get fucked every time you park, that's like $180 just in parking fines. For some reason, I was like 1 a week. It didn't work out like that. So now I've got a parking fine and I've got a new system. The new system is carry around a lot of quarters so you can just put them in the fucking meter. Pay for the meter. That's how I'm going to do it now. Here's the problem. Well, here's the thing. I'm all right as long as I don't think. As long as I don't come up with any ideas or think, I'm safe. As soon as I start thinking, there's trouble. There's trouble ahead. Anyway, how is this for a story? So my wife's cousin, who I'm staying with, he went out tonight to see one of his friends. I'm like, oh yeah, what's going on? And he's like, oh, this guy just got out of detention. And that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm like, what was it? Some visa thing? Or he's like, no, he got arrested. Now listen to this for a fucked up Friday. So this guy, my wife's cousin's friend, Indian guy, a data scientist, engineer, got a good job. He goes down for a work trip to South Carolina. He's from Boston, lives in Boston. He's an Indian guy though. He goes down to South Carolina on a work trip. All the guys from work, they're drinking at a bar after work, and he decides he's going to stay. Everyone else leaves, but he stays to keep drinking. So he keeps drinking, and then eventually he's fucking paralytic and decides to go home. He fucking goes to the apartment that he's meant to be in, and he's so fucking blind, he doesn't really know which apartment is his, and he doesn't have a key, and he doesn't know how to get in. So he starts climbing a fucking balcony to get into his into his fucking apartment where everyone's staying. He gets onto the balcony. A lady walks out, starts screaming. Turns out it wasn't his balcony. He smashes something with the fright. She calls the police. The police come to arrest him. He puts up a struggle. He gets arrested anyway. He gets thrown in jail. This is all last night. He gets thrown in jail. His wife gets the call saying your husband's in jail. And my wife's cousin has spent all day looking for lawyers in South Carolina to get him bail. This is just some Indian dude on a H-1B visa, a data scientist. So they eventually find a lawyer that gets him out. He posts bail and he walks out with the charges: burglary. I'll repeat that: burglary, trespassing, break and enter, and 2 charges of resisting arrest. Now, he's flown back into Boston tonight with what I can imagine is one of the world's biggest hangovers. And that's where my wife's cousin is now, over there consoling him. So now this guy has to go back to South Carolina on the 24th of November to face the burglary, trespassing, break and enter, and 2 charges of resisting arrest. Now, the thing is, if he gets guilty on even one of those things, he is deported. He's out of the fucking country. But the thing is, he is guilty. And I know what they do with these criminal charges. What they do is they arrest you, they slam you with like 10 bogus charges. So he gets 5 charges. Then they negotiate down to like 1 charge. They want you to plead guilty to that charge though. That's the negotiation. We'll drop these 4 charges if you plead guilty to this, so they don't have to go to court. But the problem is, he can't plead guilty to any of them because he gets deported if he pleads guilty. So somehow he has to go to court and convince what I can imagine is a very red judge that he is not guilty of any of this somehow, when he clearly is guilty. Like, he is guilty. He's just going to have to try and explain what happened and hope they say, all right, you know what? We love Indians down here. We fucking love them. Not guilty on all charges. Get out of here, you scallywag. Go on, Rohit. Get out of here. So, fuck, if you think you're having a bad day, feel for fucking poor, whatever his name is, Mohit, Rohit, one of these. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing how he's going. That cannot be fun. His wife will be absolutely fucking ropeable. She went to South Carolina to try and find him and get him out. If I was him, I would have been like, just leave me in. Just leave me in with the Bloods and the Crips and the fucking cartel. I would rather face them than the wrath of a fucking Indian lady. Fuck that. Anyway, fucking that'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.